Welcome, Cancerians. I hope that you are doing well. This is Sachi, and we are here to do some shamanic shifting, where you will take a look at what your current energy is, look at what your goal is, and then look at how we can take your current energy and transmute it into your manifestation goal. As a reminder, the top two videos with the most likes get a bonus reading, and whichever video has the most likes will get the extended for free. So if this resonates, please do hit that like button. All right, let's hop into it, Cancer. This is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had the Six of Wands, the Three of Swords, Devil in reverse with the Two of Wands. So definitely kind of a tumultuous period going on for you, Cancer. With the Six of Wands, there is some sort of struggle uphill that you have been going through. It's like everything was just a struggle is what it felt like. And it feels like you have finally reached the top of it, and you recognize you you can't get any higher. You can't, ascend anymore in this situation. With the Three of Swords, this is the heartbreak card. So it looks like you have been dealing with some sorrow, some heartbreak. Someone could have left. In this deck specifically, it shows someone who is moving away. There is some sort of loss here. But what did you lose? Devil in reverse. So you have cut something out that was toxic for you. In this deck specifically, the devil represents something that in moderation can be okay, but the way that it is indulged in, it becomes toxic. So whether this is a relationship with a person or something like, actually ice cream, whatever it is, you were just too consumed by it or consuming too much of it that it got to a point that it was just too toxic for your own good. So it seems like what you have lost is actually a very toxic energy. So it's still, it's a good thing, but that doesn't make it easy to go through. And with the Two of Wands here, it seems like now you are learning how to utilize your own magic on your own. The Two of Wands is also my card of a twin flame on their own. With, we have Jigglypuff using Moon Kick. So Moon Kick represents, moon, right? You're ruled by the moon, Cancer. And it has to do with emotional stuff. So it feels like some of your emotions might be sort of kicking you, kind of getting you down. And it seems like the way your emotions have really been influencing your third eye. And your third eye is your mental space. So you might be thinking a lot because of the way that you're feeling. And with Hitmontop using Spinning Attack, this sort of has you sort of topsy-turvy, and you may be sort of spinning around in circles, perhaps spiraling in some sort of way. This is the sacral chakra. So with Hitmontop in the sacral, you may be recognizing this aspect of what is top and what is bottom in terms of your sensual and intimate relationships. And with Chansey using Hammer In, Chansey is the healing Pokemon. It's known to help healing. It's actually called the egg Pokemon. So there could be some, aspects of eggs. If you have Libra placements, I really highly recommend that you watch the last Libra reading. It was their bonus reading called Eggs. And with Hammer In, it's really essential to hammer in the message that healing is needed. Okay, this is a shamanic shift reading, but it looks like some healing is really what is needed for you, Cancer. So I hope that you're doing well despite what is going on. As I mentioned, we're going to take a look at what is going on in your current energy, what is your goal, and how to transmute your current energy into your goal. But spoiler alert, I already feel a lot of it has to do with healing. All right, let's see what your current energy, Cancer. Yeah, Moon in reverse and Five of Chalices. Really no surprise there. The Moon in reverse can be this, it kind of feels like a refusal to do a certain shadow work or to sort of dive into the subconscious. But with the Moon in reverse, it also represents things that are no longer hidden. So it's like, you're kind of seeing, it's like something that may have been hidden or a secret has now come to surface. But again, I feel a refusal to do shadow work. And the energy of the Five of Chalices, this is sadness, this is depression, this is maybe, when you're not feeling so great, that you, you know, may have 5 glasses of wine or something like that. So it does feel a bit like a dark night of the soul energy, if I can be honest. And again, this feels like a moon kick, right? Exactly what Jigglypuff was saying. That's what it feels like. And I'm not sure if you can hear Barkangel Gabriel, but he is growling. All right, let's see what's the light energy here. Both wanting to go to the moon, and they're hiding, so it's definitely in the subconscious. Yeah, we have fighting energy. So again, you're fighting your own shadow. It's like things have come up, you recognize them, but there's fighting energy stuck that has to do with the subconscious. And boom, golem, fighting energy again. Desperate blast and double edge. So again, this is really coming out stuck, and it has to do with the subconscious energy that is stuck. And it could be that you're fighting your own shadow, but not really actually doing the shadow work or confronting it. With desperate blast, again, there could be an air of desperation here, and double edge is kind of like a double-edged sword. So there could be an energy that you're like, oh, you know, there could be like an upside. It's like, oh, but I'm feeling my feelings. Yeah, but it's also really keeping you stuck. So I feel a lot of blockages in your sacral chakra. That is your creative center. So it's how you create things, or, you know, how you, it's when your Kundalini goes from creative potential in the root chakra to actually creative energy once it rises to the sacral, and it's used to creatively express. And as I mentioned earlier, it's also where you emotionally and sensually and intimately connect with others. So we have, it says it detonates its own body. The power from that explosion can propel it up a steep mountain path with amazing speed. So it's talking about detonating its own body. So there can be some self-destructive behavior going on here. I mean, no doubt, right? 5 of Chalices, when you're down on yourself, that's going to be sort of self-destructive no matter what. But you definitely want to be mindful of the type of, you know, substances or things that you are, you know, doing or consuming. And it's talking about when that blast happens, it goes up the mountain, right? And we saw in the cleansing ceremony that 6 of Wands, which is that sort of struggle uphill. So it kind of feels like you've gone through some sort of self-destructive energy that has sort of propelled you up this, you know, quote unquote mountain of success. But it actually doesn't really feel like a mountain of success. It just feels like a mountain of struggle. That's really what it feels like. All right, let's see what's the shadow here. We have Mew using Mysterious Tail and Trainer Scroll of Piercing, Single Strike Scroll of Piercing. So Trainer, somebody else's energy. So it seems like someone else's energy is piercing through your shadow energy. So this is like someone else's story that is influencing your subconscious in a way. And with Mew using Mysterious Tail, you know, it's Mysterious Tale, I always take, right, a tale, it's a story, right? A story that you're telling about the past or a situation or whatever. And so it seems like this is kind of a mystery right now. So you may not be aware of it, but someone is telling a tale and it is piercing through your energy and, you know, influencing this, okay? It says its DNA is said to contain the genetic codes of all Pokemon, so it can use all kinds of techniques. So it feels like potentially someone who is related to you, but whatever it's doing, it's influencing your genetic code. And it's causing this self-destructive energy because of their perception, or however they are piercing through almost your astral body, I want to say. It is, yeah, influencing you, I would say, quite negatively. All right, let's see here. What's your goal? What is your goal? I heard, like, I just want to be totally healed. Well, it doesn't really work that way. Yeah, we have Empress in reverse. Yeah, so then it's funny because I heard, like, well, then not totally healed, but then doing the healing. And so with the Empress in reverse, it kind of feels like you don't want to play mommy anymore. Or you're kind of tired of even going through the healing process in some sort of way. The Empress in this deck represents the you know, healing the inner child and also sort of the mother wound here. As you see, the Empress is sort of taking care of the boo-boos of the little boy. The Empress in general represents, you know, being the most abundant, being the most fertile, being, you know, the most beautiful and things like that. But again, in this deck, it indicates a little bit something else. So it seems like actually what your goal is to not have to do your healing. Let's see what else is going here. Yeah, so you don't want to have to do your healing. You don't want to have to do mother wound healing, and you don't want to heal your inner child, but you want to go right to the Nine of Pentacles and to sort of start over as the Fool, right? It's like to have a whole new beginning and boom, end up as the Nine of Pentacles without doing any healing. The Nine of Pentacles represents when you have everything that you want in physical reality. You know, here she is, you know, she has her house, she has dinner ready, and she's just waiting for her family or her sweetheart to come home and enjoy this beautiful meal that she has created. The Nine of Pentacles is definitely a card of abundance. So part of it can be, yeah, it's like you want that without having to actually do any of the inner work is what it feels like. Let's see, what's the light energy? We have Happy using Playhouse Heal. So it's kind of like, again, Happy, you just want to be happy is what it feels like. With Playhouse Heal, again, it's like you want healing to be fun and playful and to not have to sort of do it's like not doing the inner work. Instead, you're sort of healing by doing things sort of outside of you and just having fun and things like that. It says, usually it's a well-behaved Pokemon, but if you take its rock away, it will cry and fuss and throw a big old tantrum. So this is definitely giving me energy. Obviously, Happiny is a baby Pokemon, so there can be something about, you know, children, or perhaps this is maybe you being baby for once after playing mommy for so long. And it's talking about, you know, it's very well behaved. If its rock gets taken away, then it will cry and throw a tantrum. So it kind of, you know, gives me this energy of, you know, if the foundation is taken away, right? If the rock of whatever is sort of solid is taken away, then it will get upset and kind of turn back into this Five of Chalices. But as long as it has this Nine of Pentacles, things will be happy. And again, it's like you want to heal without having to do the healing work is kind of what it feels like. And a very interesting goal here, Cancer. I am curious myself how that can happen. So we're definitely going to see how to do it in the extended. Let's see what's the shadow. We have Dino using Ram, going right to the Empress in reverse. So Ram represents Aries energy. Aries is just doing it, right? Aries doesn't necessarily think before it acts. It sort of acts on instinct, and it's very important to understand impulse, right? Being triggered and impulsively doing something versus having an instinctual knowing of how to take action forward. So it does feel like moving forward. It feels like, you know, conquering your goals is a very Aries energy. Dino here, even though it's a dragon type, this is a dark type card. So in the shadow is a dark type. So part of the goal is to sort of keep the shadow in the darkness. And again, not have to really actually deal with it. Instead, in the light, oh, everything's fun, everything's play, you know, you have your house and everything's healed. Let's see, it says, when it encounters something, its first urge is to usually bite it. If it likes what it tastes, it will commit the associated scent to memory. So again, it definitely feels kind of like being like a baby in some sort of way. It's a really interesting energy of like, yeah, I just want to eat and play and have fun and just have everything that I need. And I don't want to have to, you know, go through any sort of big healing process in order to do so. Well, luck is on your side, so that's always a good sign. Let's see what Mother Moon would like to say. As I mentioned in the extended, we're going to see how to take your current energy and transmute it into your goal. And again, I am very interested in how to do this because, yeah, I would love to do that for myself. Coming out stuck is meditate and contemplate with the new moon in Pisces. So it is very important that you meditate and contemplate, and there is a need to sort of go inward. We have you're very close to achieving your goal in reverse, going right to the scroll of piercing. So it seems like the goal here cannot be well, it's not that it can't be achievable, but you are very far from achieving it because of the way that this person's energy is piercing your aura. We have take time to breathe out coming out in reverse, which means this is not a time to relax. You definitely need to be focused on whatever this is, and boom, full moon in Pisces. So it feels like this person, again, as I mentioned, it's like an astral body or, you know, your auric energy that is being pierced. And we have Pisces and Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. And so there really is a need to be practical about your energy and things here, and really do some physical and spiritual protection for yourself so that this person is not able to pierce through. And I didn't even notice it has an attack bullet breakthrough. It's like they've shot your energy, you know, to make you miserable in some sort of way, to make you sort of self-destruct in some sort of way. So likely there's a lot of Piscean energy that is being activated in your chart. Right now we have Jupiter that has just, you know, left the actual last major star of Pisces, and it is going to be moving towards Aries, but it's going to be retrograding back into, you know, the star system of Pisces. So we definitely have a lot of Piscean activations through that. We also have Neptune at home in its constellation Pisces. So check where Pisces is in your chart and see, you know, what has been going on there. Maybe you have placements there. Maybe you have some nodes. Because it seems like, again, Pisces is, you know, sleep, your astral self, you know, your spirituality, spiritual embodiment, other dimensions, past lives, and things like that. And whatever this thing is, it really has, again, it's pierced through your energy. So if you want this, you're going to have to deal with this. It's not necessarily healing per se. You know, Ophiuchus energy would be more healing, but this is, you know, focusing more on the spiritual aspect of things. Again, being very practical about it, but still dealing with the spiritual nature of how you are being assaulted, you know, spiritually assaulted here. Okay. All right. Like I said, we are going to head into the extended and see what we can do to take your current energy and transmute it to your goal. The link is in the description box below. It is available for Eagle and Phoenix members, and I hope to see you there.